You know, your eye color isn't just a random trait. It actually comes with its own set of unique, almost unfair advantages. And today, we're not just going to list them. Oh no, we are ranking every single eye color in a royal tournament to find out which one is the undisputed king. Let's dive in. And I promise you, you are not going to guess which one comes out on top.
So who's it going to be? Who will wear the crown? We are about to find out. We're going to start from the very bottom of our royal court and work our way all the way up to the throne. And trust me, the contenders are only going to get more powerful as we go. So let's kick off our royal ranking, starting with the 8th and final place in the court. Coming in at number 8 is one of the only eye colors on our list that has something really major in common with animals. So please welcome amber eyes, which we've officially dubbed the hunter of the king's court. So amber eyes are pretty rare. You're only going to find them in about 5% of the world's population. They get that really distinct reddish-yellow color from a whole lot of a pigment called pheomelanin, which totally explains why you see them so often in the animal kingdom. And right away, we see the first big trade-off. See, lighter eyes like amber have less of that protective pigment. Now, in theory, this lets more light scatter around inside the eye, which could boost night vision. But the flip side? Well, that lack of melanin means they really struggle in bright sunlight, and it might even put them at a higher risk for things like cataracts down the line. All right, let's move on to our next contender and see how this all stacks up. At number 7, we've got hazel eyes. Now, this was probably the toughest one for me to place because this eye color is it's truly unique. We're calling this one the princess of the court. Hazel eyes are found in around 5 to 8% of people. And they're this fascinating mix of brown, green, and even gold tones. And this is what leads to that common belief that their eye color actually changes with their mood. So is that true? Well, it's a myth, but it is kind of based in reality. The patchy pigment in hazel eyes means that different lighting can make certain colors just pop more than others. Now, their biggest advantage is that they can potentially get the benefits of both light and dark eyes. And because of that unique, shifting look, they're often seen as really exotic and attractive. But their advantages are totally based on chance, and they still have to deal with more glare and a higher risk of certain cancers and macular degeneration. Okay, now we move into the next tier, the lighter contenders. These are known for being super rare and for having a shared set of pretty powerful yet kind of risky characteristics. At number 6, we've got an eye color I actually have myself, and it's one of the rarest in the entire world, green eyes. We've named this one the mistress. And what's so bizarre about green eyes is that their color isn't from green pigment at all. It's basically a light trick. Yeah, they're only in about 2% of the population. Green eyes get their color from a combination of really low melanin, just a little hint of yellow pigment, and the way light scatters off the iris, kind of like how the sky appears blue. It's wild. This complexity and rarity often gets them labeled as mysterious. And yeah, they're considered one of the most attractive eye colors. They also get that slight night vision boost, but they share the same problems as other light eyes, way more light sensitivity and higher cancer risks. Okay, next up, at number 5, we have the origin of all lighter eye colors. Seriously, before this color appeared, every single human had dark eyes. So please welcome to the stage the assassin of the king's court, blue eyes. Blue eyes are simply caused by a lack of melanin. But what makes them special is they seem to have the most noticeable night vision effect of the colors we've talked about so far. Why? Well, because there's so little pigment to absorb stray light, even the tiniest bit of reflected light becomes more noticeable to them. But again, and you're sensing a theme here, this comes at a cost. They are very sensitive to light and carry a higher lifetime risk of ocular melanoma and skin cancer. We are now at number 4, and this is officially the rarest eye color on our entire list, held by only about 1% of the world's population. Let's meet the werewolf of the court, gray eyes. You can basically think of gray eyes as a better version of blue eyes. Some studies suggest they have even less melanin than blue eyes, which, if that's true, might give them a slightly better night vision than any other color. Their silvery color is caused by a different structure in the eye that scatters light in a unique way. But you guessed it, they share all the same problems: high light sensitivity and those increased cancer risks. Okay, let's just pause the countdown for a second here. This perfectly captures the core conflict of our entire ranking. It all comes down to a fundamental trade-off. Do you want better night vision, or do you want stronger protection from the sun? So far, every single light eye color has sacrificed safety for what is really a theoretical edge in the dark. Keep that in mind as we meet our final contenders.
And now we enter the final round with the true power players, the heavy hitters all vying for the crown. And you know what? There's a really good chance you have our very next contender. At number 3, yup, the moment many of you have been waiting for. Held by around 50%, half of the world's population, it is the first eye color to ever evolve in humans. All hail the queen of our court, brown eyes. So the reason brown eyes are so high on this list is because of their just overwhelming advantages. It is no wonder they're so common. They have the best UV and glare protection, we're talking built-in sunglasses. They have some of the lowest rates of macular degeneration and ocular melanoma, and a lower skin cancer risk overall. And get this, socially, they're even perceived as being more trustworthy. It is just one of the most overpowered eye colors on this entire list. So what could possibly beat that? Well, our number 2 pick is a true wild card, a contender that isn't just one color, but a whole condition. Please welcome the jester of the court, heterochromia. Heterochromia means having multiple eye colors, and this is the only color you can actually get after you're born. The version we're really focused on here is complete heterochromia, specifically between a dark and a light eye, say one brown and one blue. This means you could genetically have all the amazing health advantages of the brown eye with the added night vision of the blue eye. It is the ultimate best of both worlds scenario. The only thing is, and this is important, it can sometimes be a sign of underlying health issues, so it's always worth getting it checked out by a doctor.
We have seen the entire court, from the hunter all the way to the jester, and now it is time to crown the king. Who could it possibly be? I mean, after all these trade-offs and advantages, which eye color has the ultimate, undisputed claim to the throne?
And the winner at number 1, held by about 10% of the global population, is black eyes. Yes, black eyes are the king of all eye colors. Now hold on. Technically, black eyes don't actually exist. They're just very, very, very dark brown eyes that appear black to us. But for this ranking, we're calling them black. So why? Why are they at the top? It's simple. Black eyes have every single health and light protection advantage of brown eyes, but charged to the absolute maximum. They have the best possible UV protection and the lowest risk of all the ocular problems we've mentioned. Their only drawback is that same core trade-off. All that protective melanin absorbs any stray light, which makes them the absolute weakest in the dark. So the whole point of this entire ranking really boils down to this single ultimate trade-off. Do you want the theoretical ability to see a little better in the dark, or do you want maximum protection from the light? Well, it seems evolution has already decided that protection is the winning strategy. And that leaves us with just one final question for you. Looking at all the pros and the cons, all the weaknesses and the advantages, if you could pick, which unfair advantage would you choose?